Attention. Go!
And off the start they move in the Thames Challenge Cup, London Rowing Club A in the top left hand of your screen, Molesey Boat Club B in this Club Open 8.
I mean, I love the start of the 8th race. I think if you haven't been down there and you are at the regatta, it's something you've got to go down and witness. The noise, the power. It's I think unlike any other boat class, and these two crews have not disappointed off the start. And both crews look to get away relatively cleanly. So no hiccups from either crew just yet.
Yeah, you're right. That quiet moment of pause before suddenly all hell breaks loose once that umpire's flag is swished down. And we see here the shot of London Rowing Club, one of the favourites for this event. They've absolutely dominated in this category throughout the domestic season. Can they put their money where their mouth is, and today kickstarts their campaign?
Yeah, I mean, London's looking very relaxed. I think they look like their power is down low. This is a point of the race where you can get a little bit tense. You're trying to get out as quickly as you can, and sometimes that can result in a lot of the tension going to the arms and shoulders, but they look very in sync, very in unison, and I'm sure when we zoom out and see another shot, it looks like it is paying off for them.
Yeah, exactly, Grace. That's really hard to describe in a rowing boat because it is a powerful movement, but you're also telling people to relax at the same time. What's the difference between power and relaxation?
It's a funny thing because I think sometimes as a rower, you want to feel like you are doing all you can to move the boat. You want to feel like you're putting in maximum effort, but sometimes that doesn't result in boat speed. And I think the point of rowing is to try and let the boat do as much work for you as it can, and sometimes that requires a little bit of relaxation, which takes a lot of confidence to actually pull yourself back and be like, is what I'm doing the best for the boat? But if you just see the start from the London rowing crew, and I think when you're out that far, it gives you confidence to be able to settle onto your rhythm, and you can take a moment to breathe and do that under a little bit less pressure.
It's a nice shot of the Molesey crew. They were definitely quite horizontal with it there, but the money's with this London boat as they look back. First stages, and they've taken up quite the lead over what you would say, the form book would say, London would take this race pretty strongly.
It has, and I think regardless of who you come up in that first round, you're going to have a great experience, whether it's maybe like this Molesey crew here, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot about how to approach the start, and they've come up with some pretty tough competition in round one, but as you can see, they're still putting in a really solid performance, and I think will take a lot away from racing in round one of the regatta.
Yeah, we've got quite the experience here in this Thames Challenge Cup race. London Rowing Club, one of the favourites to win the event last year, and got beaten by Thames Rowing Club. Not in the final, if I recall. I think it was on the Saturday they got beaten, so their hopes and dreams were ruined, and they went back to the drawing board. And what a good drawing board it was, because right now they're looking very in time, very in control. They're still rowing hard here. I should point out, if you're up still, you've got to put some work in to keep being up.
Yeah, I think it's funny as a spectator. Sometimes it looks like that they're doing it easily, but I know as a rower they'll still be putting in a lot of effort, and they won't be breathing easy even though they're out in front. But they have had the added benefit of being able to take the rate down a little bit, maybe relax a little bit more. But yeah, they're looking very smooth, very efficient currently.
As you look back at this black and white lycra Molesey crew, boat club's up next to Hampton Court Palace. Lovely stretch of water, so they'll be there training all year round on that great stretch, but no match at the moment for this Tideway crew. But good rowing there from this Molesey B crew.
Yeah, and I think this is when the Molesey Coxswain will really have to take control. I think it's difficult as a rower to row in a race when you can't see your competition. So I'm sure they will be giving their crew encouragement. They'll be staying internal, but trying to coax them as much as they can, because you never know what's going to happen. You can never sort of predict, and you want to stay in that race as much as possible.
There's a real temptation as well when you're kind of a crew that's behind to peek a little look, isn't there? Have a look across. Did you ever do that in a rowing race? And why wouldn't people do that?
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of my time in a pier, so I felt like I had the permission to do it. I was like, I'm bowsing, this is my job. So I was always allowed to take a little peek. I think my other seat was 5 seat of an 8. If I did it in there, I think I would have had a few stern words told to me from behind. But there is always the temptation, and it is a risky move, as you know, you're not used to facing that way, and who knows what impact that can have on the blade.
Yeah, I used to race a lot against the Romanians. The Romanians always looked at their oars, but they were quite used to it. For us, we were told to keep our heads facing forwards. You can't really do anything. There's no positives by looking over at the crew next to you, really, is there?
No, and especially when you have a coxswain, I think their role in the boat is to relay that information. I think if you can create a dynamic and an aid where you trust and rely on your coxswain to feed you the information that is needed, that is the goal. That is the goal. And you know, they're not rowing, so they have the time, the capacity, the mental capacity to be able to do that job, and you don't need to take it on as the rower.
Rosie, the cox there, that London crew, to be telling a crew, long and strong, let's tap it over here. Enjoy those claps of the crowd. You can hear it now. A lot of London chants, a popular club, a big club, as they come past the progress boards. Really strong, powering their way through the week.
This is an amazing moment as a rower if you've been able to take it down a little bit and maybe enjoy the crowd, enjoy the atmosphere, because it doesn't happen very often.
Probably looking forward to get in out of that heat. It's over 30 degrees here in London today. A pause for the London crew as they wait for this Thames B crew to cross the line, but really methodical. Went to the textbook. Thames Challenge Cup, a win for London Rowing Club A over Molesey Boat Club B.